Are we live? Okay, awesome. No worries. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another session of the Era of the Dragons, our little D&D stream that we do here. Um, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. It's been a little while. We'll do some introductions. So we'll start with Jaden.
Hey, I'm Jaden. I also go by Soliloquy. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing a tiefling barbarian named Grief. Grief uses he, they pronouns and also is an ambulatory wheelchair user. He uses a combat wheelchair. In real life, I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user, and that's why I like to play that. And the combat wheelchair is designed by Sarah Thompson, who you can find on Twitter under Mustangs Art.
Awesome. Silver.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as on YouTube. I use he, they pronouns. I will be playing the part of Fensiris Roxalar, who uses she, her pronouns and is a dragonborn rogue.
All right. Penny.
All right, hello. My name's Penny. I also use she, her pronouns, and so does Gift, my character. Gift is a human druid warlock, and I've been busy since the last time we played. If you want to look me up on itch.io, it's under Outis Mouse. I have a couple of new games that were done for game jams, and I have a completely functional steel system for RPG Maker MZ, pre-coded, that you're welcome to use in a commercial game if you like.
That's awesome. I saw that. That's neat. And hey, everybody, I'm Archangelic. I'm going to be playing everyone else. I am the DM for this wonderful game. And I guess we'll get started with a short recap. Y'all were tasked to find out about the Cult of the Dragons, find out a little bit more, see where basically told to follow the money. And you knew that goods and especially stolen jewelry and valuables were being taken to somewhere near Versailles. You came to a construction site of a new highway being built outside of Versailles. And there was an establishment there called the End of the Roadhouse. You decided to stake things out and eventually saw that a cart full of stolen goods was moved into an underground tunnel. You decided to follow that into that tunnel during the night, found several lizard folk workers, and also the proprietor of the End of the Roadhouse. And I do have his name. Arcus Evernoon was also there. He changed into a werebear, bit Grief, and that's something that we'll have to deal with later, but but eventually absconded in a minecart deeper into this secret tunnel. You commandeered another minecart and followed him, which destabilized the entire structure, and you all started falling deep down into this semi-volcanic cave system. And as you fell, you hit what seemed to be like a pillow of air and just gently fell the last like 10 feet to the bottom of this cave, where there were a bunch of cows with little lights that would just shed from their fur. And as you all land and find yourself there, a horrifying face pops up from the other side of one of these cows. A devil with big wings, big horns, says, "You're not going to steal my cows, are you?" And that's where we are.
Oh, we didn't even know they existed here, so I'm pretty sure I can guarantee you we will not be stealing them. This is our first time seeing them. Question though, where are we?
You're at the bottom.
But okay, that does track. I guess some. Is there a way to the top?
This creature mumbles to itself in Infernal, and which I believe, Grief, you speak Infernal, do you not?
I do.
It's saying, I don't know the word. What's the word? It's mumbling to itself. And it says underdark.
Oh.
We're in ice. Okay. Huh.
As you're talking, pieces of the mine track are slowly falling and landing. He says, make yourself useful. Pick up this stuff.
Okay, sure. I can do that. Finn starts picking up some pieces of track and moving them off to the side out of the way of the cows.
Grateful as well.
I think I'm currently a bird, so I'm going to just stay where I'm at.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you changed into a bird. Elric will also help, and he says, he'll sidle up to you, Grief, and he says, "Is that what I think it is? Are we in the hills?"
Quite possibly. I
And-
guess we're gonna have an adventure.
Well, Gift doesn't know what the Underdark is, but she knows the word adventure and doesn't like it. The bird goes sullen.
Okay. We kind of got off on the weird foot. Not the wrong foot, but the weird foot. My name is Fen. Hi. What's your name, sir? Or ma'am? Or they them?
Why do you want my name?
Just whatever we should call you. It could be a nickname. That's fine too. I don't need specific names.
How should we address you?
Yeah.
You can call me Corian.
Corian. Okay, good to meet you, Corian. Apropos of nothing, I'm just curious, like, not on the underdark, cows tend to have milk-based products and very useful in that way. Is that how these cows work? They seem to be different cows than we have, just generally.
You're talking about
Or I've
cheese?
never looked at them at night. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem.
You're talking about cheese?
Milk and cheese. Okay, yeah.
I got lots of cheese. You want some cheese?
Well, maybe. Do you recommend the cheese from these cows?
What does that have to do with whether you want cheese?
Sure. How much would it cost to buy a thing of cheese?
You pick up the stuff, I give you cheese.
Oh, done. Good deal
for me.
He says, why are you in my cow field?
Well,
sorry, we didn't intend to be.
Yeah, so all this debris here came from up there. The track that we happened to be in a way. Wait, Ken's gonna look around real quick. Did the wagon fall down with us?
It did.
The cart.
I think Grief was still in it the whole time. Although
nice.
You abandoned. Wait, no. Did you abandon it to grab your wheelchair, or did you do both?
I mean, my wheelchair was in the cart, so I just grabbed onto my wheelchair. I assume I grabbed on and rolled into a ball and hoped for the best.
Yeah. So we started out on this track, and I point to a pile of just broken track, and it looked like it was an intact track. It all made sense. We couldn't slow down when this track stopped making sense, and it fell apart on us. So apologies for that. But yeah, that's how we ended up here.
Stuff falls. I pick it up. People fall less often. Most often they're not alive after a fall.
Ah.
Hence the new enchantment. It got annoying.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Also kept my cows from getting hit in the head.
Also important. That makes sense.
It like this creature, Corian will like scuttle away, like get on all fours for a moment and like scuttle underneath the cows and like roll up a bedroll. Apparently, like it seems like he was just sleeping in the field with the cows. And he says, and then he'll like stand up again. The wings like kind of stretch themselves out. He's wearing like farmer's clothes. Like he seems to be very he seems to fit the role of being the farmer over these cows. And he says, "Are any of you hurt?"
Surprisingly, given what we went through, I'm all right. I don't know. Elric, are you doing okay over there?
Elric is totally good.
Elric's like, Elric will just say, "Well, this is weird, and it's I don't I this is a really big cave, so I don't know how to feel about it. I'm feeling slightly claustrophobic and agoraphobic at the same time, but I'm okay."
All right, we're going to teach you some breathing practices later on. But for right now,
I'm like a little less than half health, 23 out of 52.
He says, "Where were you trying to go?"
well, so we were on the track. We were trying to follow someone else. I wonder if maybe he sabotaged the track behind him. I'm not really sure, but we were. There was a fellow that we were trying to follow. He didn't fall down here, right? You didn't see anybody else fall. But you noticed, right? Yeah. Well, we were trying to follow somebody on a different cart, and it all kind of went sideways.
The card went sideways, hence fall. Okay. Well, look. I Do you not know where the cart was going? You were just following man?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We were in a cave structure. It seemed to be an old mine. We were trying to catch up to this fella who had harmed our friend here, and we were trying to apprehend him. Did not work out.
Yeah, lots of mines down here. Dwarves are very industrious, bad at cleaning up. You weren't following dwarf, were you?
What kind of dwarf am I?
No, you weren't following a dwarf.
Oh no. It wasn't a dwarf. It was it seemed to be.
He was a half elf.
I don't know. Wait, did I see him?
Yeah, you did.
I'm trying to remember now.
He was a half elf man.
A very sort of like large.
Oh no, I mean like when he became a bear. I was trying to remember. I saw him as a
became a bear.
Because he was kind of off in a side room. And I was fighting some other things.
I don't remember if you saw him as a bear or not.
Yeah, he was a half elf gentleman, although he looked a lot hairier the last time I saw him in the car. Don't know what that was about.
Yeah. Good. If dwarfs come back, I have to move. It's a pain in my ass.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming back based on what's going on up there. There's this whole construction unit going on with some devious plots going on above you, and also a guy who kind of looks like Patrick Swayze at a bar. It's very strange. Sorry, it was End of the Roadhouse. That was I couldn't.
100%. There's a man who looks like Patrick Swayze at that place. Canon.
Do you live down here with the cows?
Yes. Yes, live here with the cows.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think nice retirement, raise cows. No one wants to buy cows from Devil. Think there's strings attached. So I make lots of cheese. I will sell it one day.
Okay. Is there a town nearby? Once we finish cleaning up this track and getting it out of your cow's way, which direction should we head from here?
He says, depends on where you're going. If you want to go back up, you have to go up the mountain. If you want to just go to nearest place, there's Valhammer.
Well, one sounds like it could be quite a journey. The other one sounds a little bit better. Can you point us in the direction of both and explain which one's which, just in case?
Okay. This place, big old volcano, right? So you go that way, and he points to the south, and he says, big mountain. Big mountain with what's the word? And he says an infernal, a big red dragon. Still no word.
Big red dragon.
That dragon.
Dragon.
Probably not bother you, but probably bother you.
Yeah, dragons. Yeah.
But to that way, and he points easterly, about 1 week through narrow caves, Valhammer.
Okay. The other thing, you said that you have trouble selling product. Is Valhammer not? What sort of folks would we be expecting to run into in Valhammer?
Gray dwarfs.
Oh, yep, I could see that. Okay. Yep.
They're not nice to each other, less nice to Devil.
Well, if they're not nice to each other, I suppose we couldn't really help with the sales. I was going to say, hey, we could maybe take some of your cheese and try to sell it for you and get you some profits back, but if they're not nice to each other, they're probably not going to be nice to us either.
Well, he's make a quick persuasion check.
How's an 11 suit you?
He says, I could use your help with selling my cheese.
Okay.
I could share coin for your trouble.
Well, let me ask you this. How much do you think your cheese is worth so that we have a starting price? Because I don't want to like undersell your cheese and then bring you back less coin than you're expecting. Do you have a good value for it?
I don't know. I've never sold it.
Maybe we should try this cheese.
See, dwarves happy to sell me cows. Don't want to buy my cheese.
Ah, so you got the cows from the dwarves.
I don't think dwarves. I don't think these cows from here. I think they're from wild place.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen a cow like this.
It's a very special type of cow. Pretty sure.
Yes,
Um,
they have magics, and he rubs the fur vigorously, and all this like motes of light come out.
They have magic dandruff.
They adapt to dark place.
That's neat.
Awesome.
I like it.
Milk
Yeah,
extra
okay.
savory, tastes like mushroom.
Tell you what, I'm gonna give you some coin right now for your cheese. It might not be the right amount, but I think I feel like I know my cheeses, if we're being honest. So I can, but I don't want to like not pay you for some cheese. So I'm gonna give you some coin here. And then I'd like to try some of your cheese, and then I'll tell you what we should be charging for it. Does that make sense?
You want to try cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. And like he'll like pick up his like bedroll and put it on, string it over in between his wings, and slightly beat his wings and like hover a little bit. And he says, "Follow. You come to my cheese cave."
Of course. That makes so much sense. Yes, following to the cheese cave.
Oh, I love D&D.
The very best cheddar is kept in mines, so it makes sense.
And you follow, and it's like a good 20-minute walk from his like pastures, if you can call them pastures, to basically what amounts to a cave wall, which maybe is just the edge of this boundary of this massive cavern. And he brings you into a smaller, maybe it was once a lava tube or something, and he will he will he will say, "Here's the cheese," but he realizes it's super dark in here, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have torch. Don't need torch. Do you have torch?"
Sure. Oh, wait, hang on. This is not a threat. Just to clarify, this is a cool glowy blade. Just don't mind me. There we go.
I am devil. People pull sword on me all the time. Co-workers, friends.
Oh, fair enough. This is
Hence,
just to
I
light my way
retired
right
to
now.
race cows.
I honestly don't even use this blade for attacking most of the time. It's really just a fancy torch.
And you light up, and it just seems to be row upon row of basically cheddar. It has a like a moldy rind around it.
Excellent.
He says, "Make excellent pasta."
All right, that's a good selling point. Okay.
And these wheels, like, you'd have to hold them with both hands.
Right.
All right.
They fit in a bag of holding.
They would fit in a bag of holding.
Fantastic. I have a bag of holding.
Gift
Okay.
comes out of wild shape, cooking pot in hand. Looks very excited.
Like you shapeshift, and it gets down on all fours and hisses at you, and then
friend. She's our friend. Oh,
She looks confused and points at her cook pot and points at the cheese.
"Sorry, I confused. Don't mean to hiss at you."
She smiles, starts unpacking spices. Finally, something that she wants to do.
He will crawl up to your spices, and like, "I haven't seen these spices." He opens them up and takes like big whiffs of them. And
She's probably mildly, like, oh, but it's okay.
"Do you want to cook? I can bring you to my oh." And he says an infernal like fireplace, like
fireplace, fire pit, kitchen.
yes.
Gift looks at y'all like excitedly.
I mean, hey, yeah, that's fine. So
This beats having our asses kicked.
Is really the best way to enjoy this cheese. Absolutely, you should cook it up.
Yeah, let's do some food.
He will bring you out of the cave and a little further down. Basically, you come across a house made what seems to be just detritus, um, pieces of metal, uh, various pieces of wood of differing ages, just make up a shack.
I
That
was really
is
hoping you were going to say it was a house made of cheese, but you know, just me. I don't know.
It's amazing.
This is the strangest version of Hansel and Gretel I've ever seen.
cheese does not make good glue.
True.
Underdark
Oh,
creatures are
yeah.
not just mice.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that would be that would be bad. How do you keep creatures out of your cheese cave?
I don't. Sometimes they get in. There's a lot of cheese in there.
It's fair.
If animals want it, I guess good for them.
Mhm. It's good to share. Absolutely.
And he brings you in. He doesn't have any lights on. There's the only light is coming from a fireplace that is just like kind of simmered down a lot, and he will take well some strange plant thing that looks dried out, and he will just toss it in there, and it ignites.
How done?
Interesting.
And he
All
says,
right.
I have roots, I have mushrooms, and I have pasta.
Well, assuming that he doesn't stop her, she will immediately move to the roots and the mushrooms. And she will start preparing like essentially potato cakes, like cheesy potato cakes, and then fondue to dip them in. Which is probably 40 minutes or so of work. So
Yeah.
While Gift is doing that, Fen is gonna put 5 gold pieces on anything that amounts to a counter in the shack.
he, he doesn't initially pick it up. He seems slightly distrustful of you just giving him money. He will accept the hospitality of of cooking food, but the money seems suspect to him. And of course, this is a bone devil, not a bone devil, a horn devil. Um, so it's you don't I always have an idea of what various like hunches and postures mean to it, but
Mhm.
I mean, technically, you earned the cheese already.
That's true, but
yes, this wheel of cheese, your cheese.
I mean, I appreciate your hospitality. I want you to understand up front that we want to help you out, and we want to. I think it's honestly mutually beneficial if like we have some reason to go in the town, which would be selling your cheese. That gives us a reason to be there and not just a group of random adventurers storming through town. Because, boy, howdy, we've had that up in the mountains before. It's awful. That's always the worst. So, if we're like, oh yeah, we're merchants, we're selling things. That's a better look.
Lots of merchants seek out gray dwarfs. They build okay weapons, but lots of them.
Quantity over quality. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, but they think I ask for contract. Want to eat firstborn.
Gift giggles in that way she sometimes giggles. And opens up a bottle of port, starts pouring it into the fondue.
Gift, before you put everything in there, can I just take a small chunk of the cheese? I just want to see how it is, how it stands alone.
I mean, there's a giant wheel. She just sort of motions at the giant wheel.
So Fen just tries some out just to see the quality of the cheese.
I imagine it's somewhere between like a brie in like flavor, but like the consistency of a cheddar.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's got like these like pungent notes, but like a little bit crumbly in the mouth though.
Mhm.
I can sell this. I can sell. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think you got something on your hands here. Let's see. We'll see how it goes with pasta, but I think I'm getting an idea of where we want to put the price range.
Yeah.
Maybe I can buy more cows.
Possibly. How many
Putting it
many
back into
cows
the
were out
business.
there out of character?
About 50.
That's not bad.
Okay.
I start with 20 head.
Wow.
They have babies all the time.
Fantastic.
Cows make good friends.
Mm.
But I guess today I make more friends. You will sell my cheese in Valhammer.
Mm-hmm.
We will certainly try.
Make an
I mean-
insight check as he's thinking to himself. Whoever's looking at him, anyone.
19.
Oh boy. Numbers are slowly going down. It's a 10.
I don't think I can justify this roll.
That's okay. With the 19 and knowing what you know about devils, he's like trying to fight an urge in him to make a contract here.
Adorable.
He says, he turns to you, Grief, and he says, "You speak the mother tongue in Infernal to you." He says, "That's right."
Yes, I do. I will say in Infernal.
He says, "Contracts have gotten me into trouble many times. I've come here on a contract. People look for me. I make devilish contract even by accident. Bigger devils come for me."
How do you accidentally make a contract?
Magic. It's in our nature. We say things and contract magic happens. It's really annoying.
Ah, I understand. Yeah, that sounds like it would be really irritating.
Everyone else in here goes, "Here's."
Right. Can I ask a quick meta question?
Yes.
Because there's really no reason for. Well, actually, Gift might know this one. Is it unusual for a devil to be speaking Infernal in this world? Because normally they would speak Abyssal, or is that just normal here?
Devils speak Infernal. Demons speak Abyssal.
Oh, I have it backwards. Okay, that's what
Right,
it is.
Yeah. Demons come from the infinite abyss. And
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes. So. He says, "I want to trust you to do this for me and not expect anything in return."
Is there anything I can do to help you with that?
He struggles to find words, and you can see like he's getting like a little angry at himself. He says, "No, just sell the cheese and do what you think is right."
We will.
you say that, and he just like finally his wings relax, and he's like, would smell good in common.
Gift smiles. When it's ready, she brings around, portions of fondue and basically potato pancakes, made with whatever roots are there.
Amazing. Yes, there's some sort of starchy root. You're not sure entirely about it, but it seems to be not poisonous. So yeah, you have a nice hearty meal, and he says, I don't have much room, but you are welcome to rest here. I will get my finest ox for you tomorrow.
Thank you. All right, I guess we'll set up a bedroll. Are we just like, are the cows around? Are we hanging out with the cows?
You hear the cows like kind of out in the distance. At some point he will come in and kind of round them up and bring them closer to the house.
Fantastic.
And you see, if you watch him do it, he just like kind of flies in circles over them.
So cute.
Such an effective way to do that thing. It's practically made for the job, I guess.
Just during the
Wait.
meal, during this infernal conversation and everything else, Fen has been writing up a promissory note about money and such, and slides it over to Grief. Says, "This rewrite. What do you think?"
Mm, yeah, I think it looks good.
Don't want to just take his cheese without leaving something in return.
Yeah, that's fair. And I will attempt to explain in Infernal for him.
He says, no. He pushes the paper away from you. Right. I don't even want to look at that.
Huh?
He's really anxious about accidentally making deals or making deals in general. He doesn't love making deals.
Got it.
He unintentionally does it often. And so
Ben's gonna rip up the parchment. Oh, got it. Getting rid of it.
we're trying to go off of a trust basis. And so he's trying to a CSS friends.
Basic commerce doesn't bring attention on me. This promises bring big attention.
Got it.
No worries.
Gift is considering retiring here. It's quiet. This person makes sense.
There's cheese, glowy cows. What more do you need?
It seems everywhere Gift goes, like, I could retire here.
Gift is just constantly like, retirement. Yeah.
Gift has been an adventurer for 2 weeks.
Like,
I'm
plan
done.
for your future. Got a plan for the future.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so we can always, like, this shack is your space. We don't want to invade your personal space. We're pretty good at sleeping outside and such. We can hang out with the cows for the night if you want.
I usually do.
Gotcha.
I'm personally stoked to go sleep under glowy cows. So I don't know. This is exciting.
Got our own personal nightlights. It's very nice.
It keeps the flying skin things away. I forget what people call them. They hang. No,
those one things, I know what you're talking about.
Sturges.
Yeah, those sturges.
They don't like the light.
Hate them.
Does that ring
They're
any
not great.
bells, DM? Out of curiosity.
Make a history or nature check.
$18 on history.
Okay. I mean, you've probably been in a cave or two. Sturges are like giant mosquito bats. They're like the size of cats, and they hang to like the tops of like the stalactites, and will drop down to like eat things. They're not fun.
They are not cute.
Hmm,
They're a classic D&D monster,
gotcha.
which means they look terrible, awful.
Keep an eye out for Stitch. Okay. This may seem unusual to you, but we like to keep a watch. If that makes sense. You don't have to join us if you don't want to, but like that way we all feel a little bit safer when we're sleeping outdoors. Again, you don't have to join us if you don't want to, but we like to, watch each other's backs and make sure everything's safe. So we'll probably post up a couple of watches overnight.
Okay, I don't sleep. The cows sleep.
Oh, you don't sleep. Oh, okay.
I just
They're
like to
your own
lay with the
watch.
cows.
Gotcha. Devils don't need sleep. I will make a mental note of that. That's interesting.
All right, I guess we rest. Is this
Yep.
considered a short rest or a long rest?
You will get a full long rest from this.
All right.
And Fen will take first watch along with, I guess. Oh, wait. Not Cornelius.
Corian.
Corian, thank you.
As you sit with Corian, he asks you, "You are dragon, no?"
I've got. I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if any of us actually do, but I've got some dragon blood in me. Yeah.
Interesting. It's not like Tiefling where they steal baby and make devil. It's not like they steal baby and make dragon.
No. This is just. I don't know. Like this could just be rumors, but like. You. Some dragons have magical powers. And they fall in love with a human or an elf or something, and they have children, and the children is half and half. That's what we think happened. That's the general gist of what we think happened in the past, but we don't know for sure.
He says, "Okay. As long as not dragon. Dragons come eat cow."
Yeah, no, that's that'll that happens up on the surface too. We've got some dragon problems we've been running into. There's a blue dragon recently that ran away with one of our siblings. That was unfortunate. Luckily didn't eat her though.
Maybe they were keeping him well fed.
Maybe that was it.
The dragon here, she call herself Hunter. She mostly just big.
Hmm.
She swooped down, nothing big enough to stop her. Not very good hunter, doesn't sneak up.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't. Well, I guess that blue dragon did sneak up on me. I got kind of a little bit lightning bolted there once. That didn't feel great. I was gonna say I don't think dragons have a good sneaking ability, but that was kind of out of the blue, so I don't know.
Struck by lightning and yet you live.
Yeah, luckily there was some very kind townsfolk that happened to catch me as I fell off the roof. Also, hey, pro tip: don't Don't hang out on roofs when lightning and or lightning dragons are around. I learned this the hard way.
Yeah, generally bad to be high up in lightning storm.
Yeah.
This is good advice. You tell your children.
Will do. Will do.
Who's taking second shift?
Guess Gift can take second watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk to Corian at all and you're on second watch or communicate with him.
Gift will try to talk with him. It's not easy. But Gift will pull out her chalkboard and hold up. Hello. I think your cheese has potential.
Yeah, he can read common. You think so?
She nods.
I had a lot of time thinking about cheese. I had it once. I was coming to get this guy. He was a cow farmer. Made a deal with my boss. And bad deal. All deals bad. And I come collect. He tries to give me cheese. I like the cheese. It doesn't satisfy contract, but I like the cheese. I didn't like that. There was no more cheese after that. You know?
She nods at that. She tries to write something and her hand freezes. She sighs. Writes, I know something of contracts.
Well, contracts are bad.
She nods.
Let me see something. He's a horned devil. Let me see his stats. Okay, let's see. He says, well, I hope you don't have to deal with contracts much longer.
She smiles. She writes, mostly, I like cooking things. Oh, and patching roofs.
You should get wings. Patching roofs easy with wings.
She nods at this.
I've seen dwarves try to patch roofs. Very high up. Sometimes they fall. Dwarves hit hard on the ground. They need wings too. Wings are
Nods. And I guess the last thing she's like, unless he continues conversation, is she writes, your cheese is similar to cheddar. If you could soak it in wine while it ages, it would be good. And then she like underlines the word good.
soak in wine. Okay. And he pulls out a little it looks like a notebook, but it looks tattered to pieces like it had fallen from very high. And he pulls it out and just like kind of scratches something in infernal runes into this notebook.
They develop instant unfortunate power.
Mhm.
Yeah. Beyond that, it's kind of hard for her to communicate. So she's not like ignoring him, but she just
Yeah. He doesn't mind. He just there's people here and he's trying to people. So he'll just spend time with you. Mostly he'll just lay with the cows.
Mhm.
Grief, are you taking up the third shift?
Yep.
He says he'll actually speak to you in infernal instead of his heavily accented common, and he will say, you're not from the hells?
No, I'm not.
He says, I've made folks like you before. Lots of deals gone wrong. Lots of deals that people don't think about. 10 generations. People don't think that long. Devils always do.
It's true. Yeah, I'm not entirely certain what led to my existence as a tiefling, but here I am.
He says, you see a lot of them out here. They seem to do okay. It's a little comforting to me.
Me too.
He says, do you like the cows?
They're fantastic. How long have you had them?
10 years?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not a long time, but you know, they sent me here on a mission. I decided I was done. I just never went back.
Hmm. I mean, I think you're doing pretty all right for yourself.
Yeah, I like to think so. Just, I'm glad you all spent time with me. Most people they see all this and they're too afraid.
Ah, yes, I understand what it's like to scare people by existing. But I'm glad that we happened upon you. Thank you for being so hospitable to us.
He says, of course, trying to live life like the people up here do. They seem to be, except for the gray dwarfs. They're not super nice, but they're nicer than the devils.
Yeah, I bet.
Mm. He says, I hope you find your way to whatever it is you're looking for. I'm sorry I can't be too helpful. I haven't been up on the surface. They mostly sent me down here.
Thanks. Oh, that's all right. We'll figure it out. We always do. It's just part of the quirks of being an adventurer. You find yourself in odd places. But I'm glad that we found a friend.
Yeah, at least I can keep you safe for the night and point you in a direction. Maybe somebody in Valhammer will know what to do to get you to where you're going. Maybe they'll have a map or a ladder.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have something. We'll figure it out.
Secretly, we have no idea where we're going.
Not a fucking clue. It's fine. It'll be fine.
I
I
mean, we
like that.
didn't really want to help the city anyways. It's fine.
I like the imagery. I literally put you on rails and then kicked you off of them. So
That's funny.
yeah, so unless there's anything else you want to say to him. No. Okay. Yeah, basically, I mean, Elric takes up the fourth shift, and Elric is a little more cautious about talking to him, just kind of asks about the cows, and he's happy to tell him about the cows. He starts listing off the cows' names at
So
some
good.
point, but they're all named in Infernal. So and yeah, basically you all rest up. There's not really day or night here, so you basically rouse when the cows start rousing and shedding off the light more. So and with that, I think we'll take a break and come back to it.
All
So,
right.
all right. So we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna get yourself hydrated, move your body in a way that makes sense for you, stretch out a little bit, and we'll be back soon.
Thanks all.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Hope you got some hydration, some snacks, uh, stretched your body um and that we're ready to continue on with this. Um so um Morning, in as much as there is morning in the Underdark, comes the cows start mooing and getting restless um as Corian like gathers some dried, it's maybe hay, you're not quite sure. Whatever passes for hay down here, and he kind of feeds them, and uh he says, good, you are all awake. He said,
Ah, yep. Ah, I think there might be. Ooh, I think I might be allergic to your cows. Maybe. Not too bad though. I should be all right. Ugh.
you'll get used to it. Their dander is magical and extremely irritating.
Mm. Okay, it's not just me then.
No, you make your body strong, get immune.
Ah, okay.
And he will he will gesture over to, he says, me and your friend Elric, while you were sleeping, we gathered a cart, and there's a cart full of like 8 wheels of cheese.
All right.
Awesome.
And like I said, this is my finest ox. And he says a name in Infernal that basically translates to hard-headed bastard. Um,
It's a very good name.
Grief is the only one who understands what the name means. I imagine you catch something like a Rolf or something in there, and it's just what you like, your brain in common kind of latches onto.
All right, we shall return with the ox, and we'll see what we can do. I out of character, DM. What is on the surface world? What would a cheese wheel go for normally in most towns?
I would say for a whole wheel of cheese, probably of this quality, a gold piece each,
Okay,
because you would mostly sell it split off, you know?
got it, got it. Okay.
But, the economy of D&D is really skewed because adventurers are basically stealing treasure troves from vaults all the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's always like it's the ultimate boom and bust. An
Mhm.
adventurer rolls into town, everything goes topsy turvy.
You walk into a 7-Eleven, ask for grenades, and leave $10,000 on the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You pay 2 silver for a room and an inn, but dagnabbit, if you want a healing potion, somehow that's 80 gold.
There's a reason I have explained it, that somebody has a monopoly on it and has driven up the prices.
Big pharma.
Yep. The Helminor Society keeps a tight grip on all magic items. You can sell them, but you have to pay their prices. It's a cartel. Yeah. So he says, yes, basically you follow this narrow cave. It takes about a week to get there, but it should take you right there. You can't miss it. It's very gaudy.
All right. I appreciate it. We
Fantastic.
should be back in about 2 weeks, give or take a day.
He says, best of luck to use.
Thank you.
We take off slowly because it's an ox. So we
Yeah.
sort of plod off.
Mhm. Yeah, most of the time it's just easier to just lead the ox by by the bit in it. So, yeah.
Once we're out of earshot, I will translate the name of the ox for the party.
Gift
So,
giggles.
so we might
Oh.
have quite a good time with this guy.
Oh. It that does he also have the glowing dandruff?
Mhm.
Okay.
I imagine they're kind of like Highland cows, but instead of red, they're like more of like a dark brown. Um, and so it just has like all the hair over its eyes and the big horns and let me update our calendar. And can change this. There we go. It has weather, but y'all aren't outside. So um yeah, as far as traveling goes, it's not very dangerous in this part of the caves you come to find. There's not many creatures. Most things try to steer away from you. Um all in all, it's just a long journey. You come through pockets where um clearly like something larger has burrowed through here. Um and like kind of crossed paths with this former lava tube. Completely, it's almost like it's completely circular, unnatural, almost unnaturally so. Um, as you see things like this, go ahead and give me nature checks.
Oh, I really don't want to interact with whatever left that.
First roll of the game, that would be a 1.
13 for Finn.
14 for grief.
Okay. And let me see. We got Elric here. What would he roll for that? I'll roll for him. Yeah, you can roll for him.
That's a 4.
Yeah, Elric wouldn't know. Um, none of you really know. I guess none of you have seen any creature big enough to do something like this and burrow through. It seems not uniform enough, like it winds as it goes. It's not completely straight like a mining tunnel would be. But it seems to be just like burrowed out. And the entire passageway for the time it takes to move through here is just occasionally you'll come across them crisscrossing through. Um, you get to some places where along this journey of just you smell sulfur, you smell the volcanic nature of this place. You never run into any lava or anything, so it's clearly dormant mostly, but there are just pockets of there's pockets of things that maybe wouldn't be good if this wasn't well ventilated. And you think somehow this whatever creature has made these burrows has helped to ventilate this and make it a little safer.
Huh.
They are aerating the underdark.
Mm-hmm.
And you travel for several days. Is there anything y'all want to do in this week of travel?
Um, I don't think I didn't make any mental connections, so that wouldn't do anything.
Bags of holding are vacuums, right?
Yes, they do not have air.
Okay. Well, every night Gift will do something with the Wheel of G's. and make between 5 and 10 servings and store them in the bag of holding.
Mhm.
This is how you sell things.
Yeah.
Good call.
I am looking at the calendar because on day 3,
Oh God.
let me
Go on.
let me look up something here. Let me pull up the rules here.
The rules are the tunnel floods, everyone dies.
All right, off to roll new characters. God,
The real danger of being underground that nobody tends to think of in D&D.
Flash flood.
No, this has a lot more to do with grief. As
Ah.
you
Thought
rest
so.
on the 3rd night of traveling, you start to feel your hands change, become larger, more claw-like. Fur just starts growing. You have a choice here. You can choose to try and fight the curse, or you can embrace the curse.
I have no desire to embrace this curse.
Okay.
Why didn't
am-
it bite me?
I am going to ask you, let's see. Character. See. I think basically you go fully feral as a werebear. You see grief just like on all fours, like as a bear, like wake up from their rest one of the nights of travel. What do you all do as you see this happening?
Handle animal check?
Go for it.
Yeah. What type of bear? This actually is relevant. Is this like a black bear or a brown bear or a grizzly bear?
I would say this is a brown bear.
A brown bear. Okay. Because there are different things you do.
Yep. What is your alignment as a werebear? Neutral good.
Fascinating.
A 3. I rolled another 1. That's 2 ones in a row.
Nice.
I think this random generator is broken.
I love it. So you're only semi-conscious of what's happening right now, grief. Mostly your senses just become like you already have this, you already started to get this more ability to smell, but it has just become so much more. It just absorbs your whole senses, this olfactory kind of sense. And Gift is cutting up cheese, and that cheese smells so good.
It's legit.
And you don't have the want to attack people, but that thing has some cheese and you could have that cheese. So that's what you do. You are going to muscle Gift out of this cheese.
Yeah, this is a brown bear. Gift will go prone. If it was a black bear, Gift would be like, I'm a bigger bear than you.
So, yeah, Gift, you go prone. As a bear, you don't seem to be bothered. You're like, oh, it's being submissive to me. I'm gonna eat its cheese. And that's what you do, is eat its cheese. You eat the whole wheel of cheese.
Christ.
And then you start going back into the tunnel to find more food.
Fantastic.
Okay, well,
Was I awake for this, or was it like while we were trying to sleep? What's the time period here?
It would be while you're trying to sleep, But
Okay.
this bear is not being quiet. It goes and like trying to like intimidate Gift into giving the cheese.
Tell you what, I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if I'm awake. Now, 11. What do you think? Does that wake me up?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Let's see if
Eh,
Elric is
on.
awake.
Come on.
16 on perception. Elric is also awake, and Elric like rubs his eyes and he says, "Is that Grief?
That sounds
Why
like a
is
bear.
that bear is wearing Grief's
Grief's something.
pants?"
How are you seeing anything? What? This is amazing.
I imagine Gift needs light to do what she's doing, so there's a little bit of light
Oh,
there.
No,
fair
it's
enough.
cooking, yeah. So at least a little 15-foot square. Well,
Uh,
Gift's going to give chase.
Okay.
Grief. Grief, is that you, buddy? Grief, buddy? Are you in there?
If you want to pretend to be a bear, you can.
No, I just do. I have any like I'm nothing like right. I can't. I don't register anything. I'm just full bear.
You are, yeah. You can go between hybrid and bear, but you're basically forced into this like werewolf, this werebear state.
Fantastic.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution save for me.
None at 21.
Okay, I will say you can wrestle a little bit of control over this. You still have to stay as a bear or go into hybrid, but you like your friends are saying Grief, and you, like you hear the name, and you're like, but I'm a bear. And it starts to stir in you as like, oh, I'm what is going on? And
Oh
so
shit! I'm a bear. I guess I'll stop and nod at Finn.
Okay. Grief, this is interesting. Have you always been able to turn into a bear? So this is new then. Did something happen recently? Did you get bit by something?
Ulrich says, yeah, that guy bit her. The guy who ran the roadhouse.
Not her.
Oh, them. Yeah. Him.
Oh. Wait, a half elf bit you? Why would it?
No, he like shifted his face all weird and bit her. Like got big teeth.
Oh. That's why he looked
Why am I
hairy
doing
back
that?
then.
I'm so sorry.
Oh. He's a
He
werebear.
shifted his teeth and bit Grief, bit him.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
Like he had
Oh
big
boy.
claws too, scratching at him and stuff. Like it wasn't good. I didn't know it was a problem. It's big old claws.
Mal, question, because as a player, I know what it says in the monster manual, but it doesn't like, does your world is it general knowledge that werebears tend to be guardians of areas, or is that not part of your world? I just want to check. Is that
So
it's clearly not this guy, but
so yeah, in the shape, like yeah, they tend to be guardians of their woods, fierce protectors, still voraciously hungry, like
sure.
as bears get, but you yeah, there's definitely a sense of like Grief. You would feel it like you need to protect your home. Like this is, you know.
What does Grief consider their home to be?
The woods. You're somehow in a cave. The bear part of you is very confused why you're in a cave, and you should be in the woods.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I guess this means two of us are retiring to the druid community now. All right, Grief. You're gonna have these feelings of the need to guard things now, which isn't the worst feeling in the world, but just just make sure you remember that we're on your side. We'll help you guard things if you need to guard something. We're not gonna go against that.
Creep will just nod.
Also, your sleep schedule is going to be very funky from here on out, I think. Now, how much would I know this is tied to a moon, if at all? What?
Give me, I would say, Arcana or History.
Okay. I got out the real dice, so they don't just roll a 10 again. Watch this be a 10. Nope, it's 4. So hang on. What's that mean? Arcana. Okay, so it's a 7.
7. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that where creatures are tied to the moon. Like that's pretty common folklore in the world. So I would say you know that at least.
Okay.
You can't see the moon clearly, but it must be a full moon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the moon schedule works. But generally these things are tied to moons. So once we get back to the surface, we're gonna get back to the surface. Don't worry. We'll watch the moon and track things. We'll make a journal, and we'll figure this out. We're gonna figure this out, Grief. Okay.
The
You don't-
attempt at clawed thumbs ups.
Bears don't have thumbs. They only have like all their fingers are the same. Like they have 5. Like that's what's unique about them. Like, so you don't actually have thumbs. You just put your paws up like you're trying to, and just.
Oh no! And now I'm picturing Grief as vaguely Maximus from Tangled. Eventually, he's going to go through a group and just shove them aside with his front paws.
Yeah, you're down 1 wheel of cheese. But overall, you've managed to gain control over your bear instincts long enough to like get yourself back to sleep a little bit. You wake up in the morning. There's a lot of shed fur, but you're okay.
Did I eat an entire wheel of cheese?
Gif nods sadly.
I'm not gonna shit for like a week. Sorry to eat the product, guys. I'm not stoked about this bear thing.
You're not
Gif-
lactose intolerant or anything, are you?
I don't think so. But I don't
Now's a
think
terrible
I meant
time
to
to
eat
find
that
out, I
much
suppose.
cheese.
Gif shakes her head and like wrings her hands and just points at herself.
Do you really want to be a werebear?
She nods, like, duh.
I mean, that's fair. If I could give it to you, I mean, I might be able to give it to you.
Whole party
Share it.
werebears.
Oh, party of werebears.
Are we going to do a werebear stare? What are we doing here?
Gif says, "Oh, I thought of something while you were a bear."
Oh yeah? What's that?
She walks over to like the cart and like ties a second rope onto the pulling setup and then turns into an ox. We can move twice as fast, or at least 1.5 times as fast.
Nice.
The hard-headed bastard like smells you and it's like and enjoys that there's another cow here.
Oh, okay.
Pack animals.
Yeah.
Or herd, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well,
Fantastic.
from what I've seen from Gift, this won't last forever, so we should probably get carded up here.
Yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, you are level 5, so it's 2 hours.
But it's something.
Yeah. So yeah, you get going. And we'll move. So that was 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. It is 4, 5, 6, 7. So as you continue to go through these tunnels, they start to widen out more and more into another incredibly large cavern that seems to open up, very similar to the one you were in before coming into this tube. And it opens up to a city of almost brutalist towers, um, complete with banners of a smithing hammer hanging from them. There's this harsh red lighting just fills the entirety of this cavern, as if 1,000 forges are lit here.
Hmm.
And
Cool.
there are all sorts of there are people, there are lots of dwarves in the area riding these giant beetles, pulling mining material from elsewhere in this cavern into the city. You are in the city of Valhammer.
Do I know if they're going to be hostile toward me being a tiefling?
I would say make a history check.
Not nat 20.
It could be. What you know about the gray dwarves is that they tend to be they have a lot of hangups based on their own history about creatures from different planes. Their history is that, at least their oral history is that they were taken from the material plane somewhere else and kept and worked by some other extraplanar creatures, and they eventually escaped and made their way back here. So they kind of have this innate distrust of creatures that have otherworldly origins.
All right. Can I disguise self with my tattoo into something that they would be less, not also a gray dwarf, because I feel like that would not go over well, but I don't know, something that they wouldn't be weird about.
Drow tend to live down here in the Underdark. That's an option for you. There's any of the upper world species would probably not be. Humans would probably be pretty neutral.
All right, cool. Let's go with that. Just a basic ass human.
Okay.
Gift will be a half elf as usual when there's people around.
Yep. You enter through the gates, which seem to just be open to commerce and travel at this time of day. Whereas the gates are incredibly foreboding, the town is not, doesn't seem unwelcoming. The buildings tend to give way from, it's all this stonework, but the stonework seems friendlier, built more with beams. Feels very homey once you're on the streets of these 2-level buildings. There are shops and taverns. Seems just like any other city, but all in the backdrop of, you can definitely tell in the further districts are just massive forges you can feel that the temperature is warmer in this massive cavern. Just you're not sure where all the heat comes from, but it's like humid down here.
Mhm.
As you, what would you like to do as you enter this city?
Fenn's kind of watching for either guards or official-ish looking folk to ask him a couple of questions and get him in the right direction.
Okay, yeah, give me a quick perception or investigation.
Oh, sure. Now it's high. Perception is a +1, so 20.
A 20? Yeah, it's easy enough to, I mean, there's plenty of guards along the wall, like patrolling the wall area. Um, there's a few keeping out an eye out on the market. All these their skin is like ash gray, big white beards. Look very different from other dwarves you have seen.
All right. I'll try to wave somebody down in a friendly way, not in a panicked way. And just say, greetings.
Hail, stranger.
Hello. We're merchants from the Flying Sea Farm, and we're looking to sell our wares if we can. But we're not quite sure. We're not familiar with this town, so we want to do this thing properly.
He says, "You're welcome to set up a stall here in the street. Commerce is relatively open. Assume as long as you're not taking up space from other merchants, you shouldn't be too much of a problem."
Okay. Thank you. All right. Sounds great. Yeah. I don't know. Grief, what do you think about spots wise?
Mm, let's find a good spot. Are there like other merchants out here? Like,
Yeah, there's all sorts of people. Some people seem to have like semi-permanent stands. There's plenty of people who just have a cart that they like have set up a temporary tarp over and brought things in. They're mostly you see a few drow here selling things. Various fine jewelries and things seem to be what they are bringing to the city. Um, there are a few humans here as well. Brought various spices, seems from the surface. Um, but yeah, there's open spots here and there. This is basically just a big bazaar,
Mhm.
essentially.
awesome.
Right? Is there?
Well,
I guess everyone keep an eye out for an open space next to someone selling spices.
Or
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah.
or nuts, fruit.
Mhm.
You don't see a lot in the way of fresh produce here. You see some people like selling more of those like root vegetables, lots of mushrooms, things that require sunlight, like fruits and things don't tend to keep well down in the underdark.
It's fair.
Gotcha. Are there any wine merchants or anything like that?
Give me an investigation. You can do so at advantage since your party's probably helping you out with this.
That works.
That would be a 25.
A 25? Yeah, absolutely. You find someone who has brought wine down from the surface. Some humans, kind of olive skin human man has set up a cart here, has brought many bottles of wine from the surface.
Fantastic. We'll set up next to him.
Mm,
We have 6 types of hors d'oeuvres.
As close as we can without, not, as he said, not interrupting other merchants. So
yeah, this you start setting up and everything. Let's see here.
And does anyone have a any good sign material? If I mean, Gift, we might want to use your board to like write flying C. Are you any good at artwork? Can you make a nice little design on it?
Gift nods.
Yeah,
I'm
give a little. I'd say just give a charisma check of some sort or
I was thinking performance because set up
performance.
our 23.
23. Yeah, it's a very fine sign. You come up with a nice logo for it and everything.
Put the wares up nicely. Use the vertical space. Yeah.
Yeah. You're setting up, and the human you set up next to with the wine comes over and says, "Is that cheese? Where did you get cheese?"
Oh, it's from the Flying Sea Farms. It's right up the way about a week's time.
Fascinating. Like he says, we don't have to share revenue, but maybe we can help each other. This he says, "May I like see the cheese?" And he actually grabs a bottle of wine. He says, "I'm selling this wine, and I think we can help each other out."
Gift nods, cuts a few pieces of cheese and gestures at the wine. Makes this motion.
Yeah.
Try them together.
He will pour a cup of the wine, and yeah, try out. It's a very good combo. Yeah. And he says, "I think this will work out." And he says, "Are you going to be, or is this kind of a permanent thing? Or I'm sorry, let me introduce myself." He says, "My name's Gan, Gan Bright Arrow."
Hi again. Good to meet you. I'm Finn. So unofficial spokesperson for Flying Sea Farms. Hi.
Gift smiles and says, "I'm the cook. Call me Cookie."
Hey, you can call me Grief.
Pleased to
Yep.
meet you. Is this going to be like a permanent setup?
Well, we're kind of the test run here. We've got, I mean, you've tried the cheese; it's really good. We have a stockpile of it, and we're looking to help Flying Sea Farms out with selling some of it. I think we're looking for a more permanent hire to bring in cheese to town. But we're kind of the test run of things.
Well, let's see how we do today, and we'll see if maybe we can work out something. I've been looking for other things to sell. I mean, the wine moves on its own. They have a hideous mushroom wine down here. Wouldn't suggest it.
Hmm.
Gift does not look pleased with the idea of mushroom wine.
The dwarves here, they kind of project this air of like sturdiness and stoicism, but really they're gluttons for the finer things.
With that in mind, we've been finding that pasta is really a big hit with this cheese. Do you have like a pasta wine?
He says, "I know someone who sells pasta up the way."
Gift says, some pasta, a good red. We can probably attract them with their noses.
He says, that sounds like an excellent idea. Go ahead, and whoever wants to can let's roll a persuasion check at advantage, and we'll see how today's sales go. Yeah.
I would love to be the person who rolls this.
Yes.
Go on. Yes, I got a big
Our
old good
charisma
chance for
caster
my persuasion.
Plus
So
2.
16. Let's see if so 16 before any bonus I would get from the party if I do.
So you rolled at advantage?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and what was the score? What was it again?
16.
A 16?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna say with a 16, you managed to sell out through the day. And we'll say you get like a 50% markup because you were like portioning it out and selling it individually. You can get a pretty nice markup on that. So
Oh yeah, add a silver piece if it's hot and it smells good. Absolutely.
mhm. Yeah, so basically you can make 1.5 silver per wheel. Oh, sorry, 1.5 gold per wheel.
Right.
So
And we have 7, so that's what 7, 10, that's 10.5.
yeah.
And Gift will put a 11th in there because technically we took one of them. So 11.5 total.
Which for a day at market is, pretty good. It's the reason adventurers don't usually sell at markets, but still. But yeah, and Gan is also selling wine just like bottle after bottle. The Your customers are very gruff with you, very straightforward and to the point, but you can tell that they're just like their money speaks for them. They're very excited about this product being here. And even if they're a little odd about like strangers for the most part, but they come in and they get their things, willing to pay the markups on them, and through the day, and you start selling better towards the end of the day as you notice that workers are coming through
Right.
and buying small portions of this cheese and some wine. And um you notice also there's some people who are taking this cheese and wine and going to some places that cook food
Mhm.
and handing it off to them, and they're getting back these dishes. So partnering with the pasta seller as well.
Right.
So like
Huh.
Good. Good.
Gift has a great day. This is the best day of adventuring so far from Gift's perspective.
Well,
and you
again, it seems like we had a pretty good day. It's a good doing business with you. I will say that the owner of Flying Sea Farms would probably be happy to sell you if you want to make the trip. I don't know. What do you think, Reef? Like 8 silver per wheel of cheese to make it reasonable if he goes out there himself to get it?
Gift shakes her head. Travel time, probably 6.
6 silver. Okay,
That way Gan can make a profit.
for sure, for sure. That's true. That's true. So we'll talk to the owner of the farm and see if you're willing to make the trip. It's about a week there, a week back. 6 silver a wheel of cheese. Bring a big cart, and you could probably make a good profit off of this, combining it with your wine.
this is I mean, that sounds wonderful. I do have some questions. It takes a while to make cheese like this. How long has the owner been selling cheese?
Well, he's been making cheese for years and years and years. This is again, he's been perfecting it. I think is the real reason here, and we want to make sure it was just right before he started selling it. And so this is the first time on the market.
He says, "Well, I'll definitely, yeah, I could leave my servant boy here, and he can of course sell my wares, and I'm very excited to meet this owner."
Mm-hmm. He's very friendly, and I'll let you know right now. He's very good. He doesn't want to make any deals. Let me just say that right up front. So just straight up coin for the cheese is what you're gonna want to do.
So just a complete wholesale situation. I buy it wholesale, sell it,
Yes,
come back.
If
exactly.
not,
Yeah.
That's reasonable, utterly reasonable. He says, "It was good to see you all out here and set up in the perfect spot. It seems sold more than I usually make it than I usually do in a day."
Yep. Like I said, I think if you make this happen, is it It's Corian, right?
Corian. That's the
Corian,
name he
yes.
told you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, for sure. But I'm sure that's a name he'll respond to. So So yeah, you want to ask for Corian when you get to the Flying Sea Farms.
It's in the. This is from the Underdark.
Yep, sure is. It's a
Fascinating.
fascinating place down there. Down here, I guess. Is what...
Well, he
Gift
says.
says, "Oh, go ahead."
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Gift says, "By the way, we arrived here under unusual circumstances. Is there an easy way back to the surface?"
He says, yes and no. I tend to stay down here for long stretches. Um, there's a few ways. All of them have their own perils. There's the hollowed locks. There's I've heard that there's a mountain that can take you up. The hollowed locks, it runs against the Drow territory, heavily militarized. It can get hairy if you don't make the right connections there. It's the Drow consider it a border or something with the elves. It seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle.
I see.
Gotcha.
Gift says,
And the
"Thanks."
mountain comes with a dragon?
Oh, I've heard rumors of a dragon. I've never personally ran into a dragon, but they also say that like beings made of starlight built the hollowed logs. Who knows what's real down here?
Suppose that's fair. Speaking of real, I gotta get real with you real quick, and don't talk about this a lot because we want to, we want to respect his privacy. But Corian, really nice guy, very friendly once you get to know him. He is a devil, so you should just be aware of that. I don't want to trick. I don't want you to feel like I'm tricking you. You're gonna, but he's a very friendly guy. That's why he doesn't want to do a deal with you. You know how devils about their deals, they're very binding. That's why money up front, no deals, right?
Okay. Good to know. I've never done business with a devil, but I guess there's a first time for everything. And with the amount of money I made today, who am I to look a gift horse in the mouth?
Yep.
He really is a very nice guy. And he really does not want to make any deals.
Gift
I
nod
think you
says,
could.
"Good, please."
I was just gonna say, I think you guys could have a great partnership with this.
Gift nods and says, "Don't think of it as business. Best for everyone." Oh, audium.
Oh, sorry. He says, okay, well, I guess thanks for letting me know. And he definitely explains why he's not here selling his own wares. So that clears
Precisely.
up some things for me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, like we wouldn't have come here if we didn't believe in number one, the product, and also Corian himself. He seems like a very genuine devil and wants to make this happen.
Well, giggles.
Says, Gan says, if you are interested in going back up to the surface, I will be making a run back up. Perhaps we can make a whole trip of it, meet this Corian, and I can guide you up the mountain. I've been up the mountain several times.
Gift nods. We're pretty good. I'm blanking on the word. Sorry. What is the word? Caravan. We're pretty good caravan guards.
I would be happy to compensate you in that regard as well. It would it would ease up some of my employees. So
because we've actually done that already. We know how to do this one.
We got this.
Oh, hey, before we leave town though, because I mean, we haven't. This is our first time to oh gosh, what's the name of the town? Sorry, I lost.
Fallhammer?
Fallhammer. This is our first time to Fallhammer. Is there any place we need to hit up before we leave?
he says, well, if you want to stay the night, I suggest I had a name for it. he says the Broken Axe is a fine tavern here. It's where I usually stay. Better food than most. If you squirreled away any of that cheese, it'll make it a little bit better.
We have part of a wheel.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Gift, you have some in that bag, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. We can make that happen.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Great. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, I don't think I need anything wise. Grief, Gift, you looking for any supplies before we leave?
No, I'm not.
I think we can rest and plan on the morning.
Okay. And with that, I think we'll end tonight's session. So
Not bad.
a little weirdly chill session for having just fallen into the Underdark. So
I really appreciate that my character doesn't know what the Underdark is, because any of my other characters would have been like, "Oh shh," but Gift's like, "Oh, we're fine."
yeah. Yep, you stuck to the more populated parts of the Underdark, so you're doing okay for the moment. Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I wanted to give you all a little bit of some downtime after some conspiracy. So yeah, so this was fun. So I guess we'll go ahead and just do our outros. Let's see here. So we'll go ahead and start with you, Silver.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch and YouTube. Eventually, one of these days, we're going to get back to Monday sessions here on Twitch, where we do Capes and Caverns, which is a superhero overlay for D&D that I wrote. Currently, we're running a campaign by Cameron Jackson, where we are playing news reporters that got superpowers accidentally. Oopsie. But yeah, that should be 8:30 p.m. Pacific time on Mondays. And if you want to find me and other places, look for All the Webs a Stage on TikTok. I do silly things like have Hot Ones sauces and put them on Taco Bell nachos. Don't mind me.
It made me
That's
want
me.
Taco Bell nachos when I saw that. So. Yeah, Jaden.
Hey, I'm Jaden. I also go by Soliloquy. You can find me on most platforms as Fat Sapphic Bro. I mostly hang out on TikTok and make a variety of content.
Awesome. And Penny.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Again, my name is Penny. You can find me at outismouse.itch.io, and I do pixel art and mods and small games. So hit me up in a comment if you need anything. I'll try to see what I can do to help.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. You can find me here Sunday nights at 7:30 Pacific running this game, The Era of the Dragons, for these wonderful people here. Thank you, wonderful people, for being here. You can also find many links for me on my website, archangelic.space. I would normally point you towards my Twitter, but Twitter is dying. So I'm not there. I'm mostly on Mastodon at Archangelic at icosahedron.website, which is a little long, but you can find that link on my website. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube. The link is in the chat and the channel description. Let me put that in the chat. Cool. We also have a podcast. You can just search for Era of the Dragons in whatever podcast app you use. If you want to support this game and other possible future projects, you can support me on Patreon. The link is in the chat. And lastly, thank you, .user, for helping us stream the show. .user is our producer. We wouldn't be able to do this without her behind the scenes, so we all appreciate you. Thank you all again for tuning in. We love you, and we hope to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.